Looking at birds flying in the sky, butterflies fluttering its wings, we also thought of flying high. Sadly, we don't have our natural wings. Neither we have Superman's drape nor Doraemon's bamboo copter, which can fulfill our long-lasting desire to reach sky high. But we humans are genius, and hence we invented airplanes, helicopters, and flying jets. This invention has undoubtedly proven to be a huge success, and this becomes our responsibility to pay attention to the physics behind flights. Why? Because the physics duo is going to explain it to you in the easiest way possible.
Have you ever thrown a frisbee? It flies because of four forces. These same four forces help an airplane to fly. These forces are lift, thrust, drag, and weight. As we throw a frisbee, it flies through the air. Lift holds it up. Thrust, in simple words, is just the force provided by you when you threw it. Drag made the frisbee slow, and its weight brings down the frisbee to earth. Now we study about these forces in aerodynamics. These have the same function as they had in the frisbee game.
Thrust is a force that moves an aircraft in the direction of the motion. It is created with a propeller, jet engine, or rocket. Air is pulled in and then pushed out in an opposite direction. Drag is the force that acts opposite to the direction of motion. We can simply call it air resistance. It slows down an object. It is caused by friction and differences in the air pressure. When you put your hand out of a car window, we feel it pulling back, or when you walk in a windy day, you experience a force by wind which resists you to walk forward. This is what exactly drag is. Weight is, as you all know, the force caused by gravity, and lift is the force that holds an airplane up in the air. The wings create the lift used by the airplanes.
Now you must have understood that thrust is the forward force which pushes the plane forward, and opposite force to it is the drag. Similarly, weight and lift are opposite to each other, one in downward direction and the other in upward direction respectively. Lift causes plane to rise up, and very clearly, weight is the force which we need to overcome if we wish to fly an airplane. Sir Isaac Newton's first law states that every object remains at rest or in uniform motion in a straight line unless compelled to change its state by the action of an external force. This is also taken as the definition of inertia, and if an additional external force is applied, the velocity changes because of the force. An aircraft in flight is a very good example of the first law of motion. Now, as we said, according to Newton's first law, if an aircraft is at constant velocity in a straight line, this means that thrust is exactly equal to the drag, and lift and weight are also cancelling out. Hence, there is no net force on the airplane.
A pilot should know how to get these forces to become unbalanced in such a way as to fly and control a plane. Let's talk about how a pilot is able to control these forces. The actual parts of a plane which control its motion are the engines, the ailerons, the rudder, and the elevators. The engines are the parts that push the plane forward by pushing air out of the back. Speed of the plane can be controlled. It just depends on how fast the engine spins. The ailerons are the outermost flaps on the wing of an airplane. Ailerons always move in opposite directions from each other. If you move the right flap up and the left flap down, the plane will tilt to the right. This happens because when the right flap moves up, the lift decreases on the right flap, and as the left flap is moved down, the lift increases on the left flap. This causes plane to tilt towards right, and if you do the opposite, the plane will tilt to the left.
The rudder is the vertical flap at the back of the plane. Moving the flap to right causes the plane to turn right, and moving the flap to the left causes the plane to turn left. If the flap turns right, more air will collect on the right side of the plane, and there will be less air pressure on the left side of the plane. Objects like to move from a high pressure area to a low pressure area, so that makes the back of the plane move to the left, causing the front of the plane to move to the right. The elevators are the horizontal flaps at the back of the plane. These flaps move up and down together. If they move up, the plane points up and rises, and if they move down, the plane points down and lowers in altitude. This happens because the amount of lift changes.
This is all what is required to fly, and of course, along with some experience and skills. Then you are all set to do a tour. We hope that you enjoyed today's video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Link to our Instagram official is given in the description box.